Hi again then guys, and so it's been a little while actually on the channel since we last did a top speed tune for GT Sport, and that's primarily because we actually covered a lot of those cars, a lot of the top tier contenders, and it's not all that often that we get a new update vehicle that is appropriate for a top speed tune. This one though definitely is. I've had a few requests for that as well, and definitely seen this car popping up of course in a ton of lobbies also, and it is of course the new Camaro ZL1 1LE. Now as far as the upgrades go, of course for a speed tune you want to drop your weight, increase your power in particular as high as it can go. As far as the tyres, I would recommend the best you can get for this one, so super softs. As far as the suspension, we've got the ride height a little bit higher than the lowest, 95mm on the front and the back. And the reason for that is in particular with my style of suspension setup. Basically, it needs a little bit of suspension height to really maximize its usability. So as far as the frequency, you want 2.5, which is actually all the way up as high as it can go, but you counteract that by having the dampers as low as they can go all round, and that actually makes it very stable through corners. It wouldn't seem like it does, but trust me, it actually works on a lot of cars, and you'll see me use this kind of setup in a lot of my tunes. As far as the anti-roll, I've got it modest on 7 for the front and the rear. You can change that if you want to, higher or lower. As far as the camber, we just got a little bit, again for stability, 1 degree on the front and the back. The toe angle is neutral, downforce of course you cannot adjust. As far as the diff, it's a speed tune, so of course go with whatever you want. I've opted for halfway on initial torque, and then the lowest acceleration and braking. Then as far as finally the gearbox, this is kind of a throwback actually to some of the speed tunes that I did in GT6, wherein I found that a lot of cars were very receptive to these particular numbers, or numbers that were similar to it. So you want the fully customized transmission, auto setting of 217 miles per hour is what I've gone for, and this is by no means the only way to do this. There are a number of ways to get similar performance. This is just the one that I like to use because it's a bit different, and it also allows you to actually get through your gears surprisingly quickly for a top speed tune, and yet you still have a lot of slipstream potential and top speed as well. So for the first gear we've got 2650 as you can see, then 1800, 1300, 1, 775 and 526 for 6th gear. So a very long 6th gear. Then the final drive I've got is 3.4. So with this particular tune, as you'll see in a second, it hovers just under 260, it's 259 under its own power. So as I said, it is similar. There are definitely a number of ways that you can make the car go that kind of speed, even just using the auto settings. But this one, as I said, it's just something a bit different, and especially in conjunction with the suspension, it's designed to not just be quick for top speed, but to have pretty good acceleration, especially on the getting through the gears side of things, and also to be very stable as well, even with draft, you know, up over 280 to 90. So that's it for the tune. Of course, tons of room for variation if you want it, but what you want to see, of course, is this car on Route X achieving that speed. Now, as far as muscle cars in Gran Turismo Sport go, this is a very good one. It's among the quicker ones that are out there, up there with stuff like the Mach 1 and the Nova. Not too surprising, given that it is one of the most powerful cars in the game, of course. As far as handling, it's also very good, it's very stable. You can easily maintain around 250 through the curve, and again, that's without slipstream. So with slipstream, you will go even higher, of course. As far as what the slipstream limit is, I'm not actually sure. I haven't raced with this one yet, I've just tested it. So if you do need it to do even more with draft, in other words, if you hit the red line too quickly, just lower either 6th gear, or actually not 6th gear because that's already as low as it can go, lower the final drive, I should say, a little bit lower, and that'll allow you to hit even more in slipstream. The disadvantage of doing that is you'll lose some acceleration. It will become a bit more sluggish. So it depends what you need. I think based on the revs, based on the speed, it should be able to do maybe 285, 290 quite comfortably before you're on the red line, maybe even higher. So it should be pretty good for most circumstances anyway. So give it a try. If you like it, of course, use it. Maybe put your own spin on it as well, and the stability through the corners as well is kind of my trademark when it comes to these speed tunes. So if you want to check out my other speed builds, you can click the playlist here on screen, and for now, as always, thanks for watching.